You're listening to Shut Your Mouth.
Welcome everybody to the
Shut Your Mouth. It's been a minute.
You always open like you always laugh. Is it a nervous laugh? Because
you're already calling me out. The episode has not even started. It barely started 2 seconds.
This is in session whenever I push the record button. If something sticks out, I'm just gonna ask. It's not attacking. It's a pod.
So I guess I laugh because that's how much I like it. Shut your mouth.
Have you been enjoying yourself?
Shut your mouth.
Have you been enjoying the pod?
Shut your mouth. Yes, I miss this. It's my priorities have shifted, and so it's been tough to get here. But I do enjoy.
Do you feel like I'm putting a big demand on you for the Shut Your Mouth? Because we're going really, we bring some topics, but very minimal. I always tell you 1 or 2. That's it. I'm trying to keep it simple because I'm trying to maintain our dynamic. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like I'm ruining it?
No.
Don't look at me. I gotta make content for the show. You're like, no. I mean, elaborate.
Episode this ain't over.
Can I throw some shade on you, or you want some light?
What?
This ain't chit chat, girl. We having a conversation.
Oh,
and I expect you to show up.
That's dirty.
That's dirty.
That's dirty. You just wait till the girls hear this episode.
What? That's why I'm putting it out there, because
they're gonna get on you.
I want to see if they're listening. Because if they mention this, then I'm gonna give them a fist bump. But I don't know. They might not give me a fist bump. They might not hear it. Mm-hmm. Anyways, no. I expect you to show up. Like whenever I ask something, it's never for a yes or no or just to get on your nerves. I want some insight. I want to see how you're thinking. Your last episode with the Chit Chat Cafe, it was episode like 26.
26?
It doesn't matter. Forget the number.
Dang.
No, it's because then we're going to get caught.
Shut your mouth.
Let me explain something. There's so many podcasters that I listen to, and they'll literally waste 5 to 10 minutes because what episode is this? The number really doesn't matter. I shouldn't have thrown it out there.
The question I should have said was, I don't know. You're the producer. You should know.
If you realize, I'm letting the leash go on y'all. Like, I'm letting y'all just be
I know. You should have heard it. We had a disaster happen and you were nowhere to be found.
I'm letting y'all just gotta see what's going on there. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead and just take over for a minute.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Rap.
Okay, do we want to do the shots out? Because I got a lot of them.
Okay.
Go first. We can go ahead and pause here. Go ahead.
Okay. I appreciate the shout out, guys.
Yeah.
But it's not just Sam, it's Monica too.
I know. Why are you saying that?
They're like, oh Sam. It sounds like a bunch of girls. Oh Sam, so good. Oh
So yes,
Sam.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is not just me. It is me, Sam, Samuel,
and Monica. So anyways. But I'm not throwing no shade. That's okay.
No. You can't throw shade and then say, no, come, voice, don't do that.
Here's the thing. I'm glad that they commented on you.
Explain.
Because you get overlooked a lot. You do a lot of things, and you get overlooked.
Explain what's happening. I'm sorry, guys.
Sam is doing the ugly cry, like when your mom hits you and
you can't breathe.
You can't breathe. You got mocos everywhere.
Your mama slapped you so hard that you knocked the air out of you, boy. You're like...
Yep. And your lip is shivering.
What makes you say that? Let's just...
Well, I don't know. Okay. That's so funny.
Can you not? Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, guys, look.
Like, that's so dumb.
No. Okay, guys, like, we're going to veer off for a second, but we're going to start with that because it literally is the topic I want to bring to the table to exercise our communication skills. Can you be present, please?
Yes.
There's nothing you do. Hello.
I'm listening.
I want to send a shout out to the Osos Golosos. They celebrated 100 episodes and they had their gathering.
I know. I'm so sad I missed
We'll send a shout out right now.
So I hope y'all like the honey.
So we got
the little tag. Daniela made it.
Yeah, our daughter.
Yeah. So I just want y'all to know it's a family affair whenever. Yeah, she might not hear the episodes because some are inappropriate for her age, but she knows.
She knows their names. She knows their podcasters.
Yes, she knows.
We have to listen to it and mute. We have to mute it.
She knows Osos and
everyone.
And the rap and Funky Panthers and Fort Worth Roots. She thinks Andrew's her uncle for some reason. Uncle Andrew.
And so, I was one of the first ones there. I think the vendor beat me by a few minutes. But I just wanted to show up and show my support. I got to talk to all the guys and take some pictures. I was goofing around with them and had a good time. I saw Johnny up there from the rap podcast, and we had some tacos. And and then after that, I left, and I have interviewed Ernie, and I interviewed Roan on my podcast. And it just so happened to be Ernie Day on the same day that it was the Osos Golosos 100th celebration. And so Ernie and Roan were like, come through. And I don't do the nightlife thing. You know what I mean? I'm a family man, and that's it. There's no explanation needed. But
it is so true because you came home straight to sleep and
we were
slept in.
And so I was there, and I saw so many. I saw Tales from the Fort, Funky Panther. I saw obviously Ernie, Roan, Reckless. I saw the Reckless girls in both. I saw Robin. I saw, if I'm missing anyone else, please forgive me. J-Boy. I saw J-Boy. I saw Ty Woods. I saw Rob. And I got to talk and spend time with everyone. And it was kind of cool. We were talking shop, and everybody showed me some love. And and I was like messing with Javier and telling him hi. And I got a good lineup for the Failed Podcast. Okay, but here we go. Can I present something to you?
Yes, I thought that's what you've been doing this whole time. I'm just kidding. Okay, gosh, go.
Get off your chest. What you trying to do? What are you trying to do today? Because you're trying to throw me off. And go ahead, throw me off.
Nothing. I promise. Go.
And so there's a situation that happened. You're gonna have.
I'm listening.
That happened. So I had fun. Okay, I was like having fun with the guys and having shop talk and everything. And I come home, and I'm like, babe, I said hi, blah 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 blah, and then I told you, I'm going to spare people the details and obviously use your use your brain, okay? I was like, I told you a few of the jokes that I shared with the guys, and I'm pretty clean cut. Yeah. But I'm funny. Like I'm a little edgy. But you don't, some of my jokes were a little too edgy, and you got on to me.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like when we're communicating, there's limits. Okay, some come from the wifey, some come from society, and some come from like the podcast or what you're trying to do. So anyways, I shared with you a few things open. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell my wife, she's gonna laugh because it was so funny and this and that and blah blah blah. And I'm over here being open, and you say, Sam, I'm so disappointed in you. What is wrong with you? That goes against who you are. And I was like, dang, man. And so I was like embarrassed, but I wasn't being ugly to no one. It was with the guys. But you have to, I think an individual has to learn how to take something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so you told me, so I just wanted to put it out there and just say it on here, like say, my bad, babe. But here's the joke.
What?
Am I gonna restrict myself from letting it? What did y'all talk about? Oh well, we just talked about our parents, our families, and I shook their hand and I left. Wait. Good old time. But I just felt like very comfortable. And I was like, well, I was goofing around. I made this joke, that joke, and your mouth was open, and you had this look of disappointment. And I was like, dang. So I had to measure. Like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
I consider myself a pretty honest person, right? But at the same time, you know how I am when I play board games with people. I say I hate board games, but if you want me to play, I'm going to figure out the way to cheat, and I'm going to win. And so here I am stuck between these two things. Like, I'm just being honest, but then now I feel dumb for sharing.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't think I did it in a bad way. If I hurt your feelings, then you can go.
It's not a feelings thing.
You can go call the rap guys and they'll make you feel bad.
No. I'm fine.
I'm just kidding. Okay. No, but all seriousness, I guess I was disappointed because you go against that. Even when we listened to certain comedians, you were like, dang, that was like, why did they have to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And then you always go against, like, why does this movie have to bring certain things in? It was such a good movie, and then they had to bring this stupid scene in. And so I felt like they like you. The pod squad likes you. They know who you are. They get what you're doing. Why chip at your character? Like, I felt like almost like, and I don't know, you tell me. I mean, this was a big deal. I don't know if everyone knows, but you're actually an introvert. And so I felt like this was a big deal for you to be out there and be having conversations with everyone.
Yeah.
That I felt like you were pulling strings and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, this is it. This is all I got. So I'm gonna be funny.
I don't think they took it. I don't think they see me any different. I obviously want them to know that I'm a guy's guy. Like, I know how to laugh. They don't have to be like, oh, you know, Sam, don't tell him nothing because he's the. No, I mean, they know who I am. I don't think I ruin anything, and that doesn't matter to me. To me, I'm bringing it up in the sense that
you
like,
ruined anything with them, but you ruined something with me.
That's what I'm saying.
Because in my head, I'm like, oh man, like now.
But don't make it a thing.
Like now, I'm like, okay, so then I guess I got free reign to be a little crazy too.
That's where you take this.
Yeah, like, can you imagine if
You don't even need to.
If I went with, okay, you did some inappropriate jokes. I would say inappropriate jokes, right?
Yeah.
So then let's say I went to the store and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with Chit Chat and we're going to go have, you know, dinner or whatever. And then I come out with some crazy looking outfit. But I didn't show it to you. But then when I got to the girls, I'm like, oh, look, it's actually supposed to be worn like this.
Well, if we're going to play fair, it's got to be exactly almost the same. It's a communication thing. If you're funny, then you're funny. Like, then you keep it with, you know, your vocab. But here's my thing. Is I do...
Okay, can you imagine if I would have made those exact same jokes?
You make a lot of jokes with innuendos in it. And
but
you never
with
know.
The girls.
And you never know. And I'm like, really? Really, you're gonna mention and say that, and you do, and then I tell you
that was a little much.
No, but let me. Okay, so here's my thought. Okay, to make this a teachable moment, not a let's make Sam look like an idiot moment. Okay,
it's not. Let's make Sam. You asked me. I didn't even think you were gonna bring this up.
I'm actually about to add something productive to it, and that is that I have a choice. Mm-hmm. Of how, like, if I'm going to share with you how I joked with them. And I want you to know that I told you, and I was like, yeah, I had fun. I made this joke, that joke. Because, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But I really want your input so that I can always adjust. Like, because I could have just not said it, but I also know that I count on you, like, to be, because sometimes I do get a little comfortable, I get a little crazy. I mean, you know how I am, and so there you go. I mean, I told you, and you gave me some good feedback, and now I know. That's all. It's no big deal to me. I'm good, but I just wanted to put it out.
But at the same time, you cannot forget that when you share stuff that, let's just say this, other husbands or other boyfriends would not share, and they would keep it because of whatever they feel is going to happen. I always thank you. And you know, anytime we talk, I'm always like, you know what? Thank you for sharing that, because you didn't have to.
And so
but you did. So I think I'm free to give advice based off of that.
But that's what I wanted to come out of this little segment, is that is like, where is the communication at whenever you're talking to someone? Can you get to the point where something might make you look bad or make you look dumb, but you'll still bring it up? Right? Because you need something in your conscience to kind of redirect you next time. Not like that you're like a dog and you got to be trained. It's nothing like that. And so that's why I bring things up like that, to see how they're going to sit with you. And then I go and make adjustments, but overall, I carry myself as best as I can.
And I think that's why it was shocking.
Yeah. But just like now, I'm a little bit of a funny guy. I'm a little bit of a funny guy, and
you are funny, and I've always said that. I think you're very funny.
And so I had fun with a few guys, and we had a good conversations. At the end of the day, that we talked shop. I got to motivate them, talk to some producers for some of the pods, and I was able to lock down I think 3 or 4 interviews that are going to be coming up. And so at the end of the day, the character showed up. It was the majority that showed up. And so I think that, what do you think a takeaway from this is, if you were to look from the outside in, subtracting me and you and the other night, but in general, what's a takeaway from this? I
think,
without taking shots.
I think a takeaway would be like, I think a good takeaway would be like, oh wow, like they really talk about stuff, and they don't, like, I would have got so mad, like, not just looking at this instance, but other times where it's been more serious, conversations. And I think a takeaway would be like, get there. You want to get there.
I'd say when I have fights with clients, or I make a bad call, or what I mean? And you're like, Sam, why'd you do that? But I tell you, and it's like embarrassing or dumb, and it's like,
And I think it goes both ways. It's not just you. Like, I've had, that's another takeaway. Like, it's not just one person in the relationship. It's both. Like, I think that would be my takeaway from this conversation. Like, how cool it is. And it hasn't been easy to get there.
Well, thank you. I had a great time. Shout out to everyone. And I got some good stuff coming up. So stay attuned. The ball is in your court.
Shut your mouth. It's about time, sucker. You've been talking this whole time. That's why they say Sam's podcast, because they hear you more. Okay, I'll behave.
They're pretty well balanced.
I understand. I do talk a lot. Okay, so you want to hear my word of the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see if you can guess the meaning. Okay? See if you can pronounce it first.
Skullduggery?
Close.
Skullduggery?
No, skullduggery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Play it. Hold it right here.
So here we go. Okay. Let me
play it on the mic.
Monica's
doing a segment called The Word of the Day.
Yes.
And so she's trying to learn a word every day, and they're as weird as they come.
Skullduggery. Here we go. Wait. Skullduggery. Okay, ready? Let's see if you can...
this isn't your segment. This is just a little thing after we can bring someone to the table.
See if you can guess the definition. You have... I think, this is just my opinion, you have no skullduggery bone in your body.
A timid.
Okay, close. You want me to give you another hint?
Weak.
No. Let me give you one more hint.
Okay.
Because you are not skullduggery, sometimes it can get in your way.
Lack of confidence.
And
Fear.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't answer, right? You're like lack of confidence. Okay, so it means dishonest.
Oh.
And I've always told you, I think you're one of the most honest people that I know.
Everyone's laughing right now. Like, Sam is a great liar.
No, I mean, I really think so. And I think because you're so honest, it gets in your way of maybe with friendships or even some type of relationships, like
I be getting on people's nerves.
with families. Yeah.
It's never ugly. It's never ugly.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
People rather be lied to
Yeah.
than be on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they would rather get a lie versus someone that's honest.
Yeah.
It's sad, but we're all used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, when I tell you, Sam, how does this look? You'll tell me the truth. And I could be asking someone else, and I know for a fact it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, it looks good. And then I ask you, and you're like, it doesn't look good. I'm like, I knew it. Like, because you're honest. Or there's other times that you share, honesty with people, and they're like, oh my gosh.
Everyone's talking, laughing. I'm like, dude, you know what? That's dumb, dude. Like, that's dangerous. And, like, stuff like that.
Yes, and they're like, oh, Sam, blah, blah, blah. And I think you are pretty good at not being skullduggery.
Well, that's a great word.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be as honest as I can, because I want to be able to have a conversation with 100 people, and everything if they ask me the same questions, everything somewhat lines up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? My mood may be different, so that's the only thing that would change. But I want it to be clear throughout and with everyone. Yeah. You know Sam, you know Sam.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
So that's a great word.
Yeah, it was a great word. I thought that was good. So, okay. So when people help people, do you think that we as people, we have this like subconscious little list of, okay, this is what I've done for this person?
Oh, don't get me started. I mean, the answer is absolutely yes. But people they were trying to be humble, and they'll say, no, I don't keep track. Mm-hmm. But if it costs you something, if it costs you effort, if it costs you time, you want it to come back to you somehow.
Okay, so is it wrong that as humans we keep track?
You can set it down, baby. Just don't let it slide and rub the mic.
Oh.
No, it's not wrong. Like,
so it's fair for the person to keep track.
Yeah, I had a post the other day, and I put it up, and it said, and I did it, out of love, and so all I want back is loyalty, right? Mm-hmm. And even that sounds like, oh, Sam did it with his heart, but I still expect respect and loyalty, right? That's still expecting something. So you can make it as transactional as you want, because there's no money or there's no receipt, there's nothing like that. But yeah, we naturally keep track of what we do for people, because who wants to be taken advantage of? Like, I don't know anyone that wants to be taken advantage of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What brought it up? No names, but yeah, who are you mad at, girl?
I'm not gonna tell you.
There's instances where this couple from Spain was helping out someone, and they were portraying a certain level of income. And so the other family was helping, and one day they got wind that the other people were doing not only better, but better than them. Mm-hmm. And that didn't sit well with them. Mm-hmm. Like, they were pretty upset, and they're like, why would they do that? And sometimes people want to be helped because they want that tie to someone. They want to feel like someone's watching out for them because they're absent of something. And being taken care of or being in need, it triggers something in people to help you, and people love that. You know, and so no, I don't think it's bad. I don't even know how to process it because there's certain people in my life that have, I mean, including me, I've needed help too. I mean, hard times falls on everyone. And I remember certain individuals who they were on tough times and they didn't have money for nothing, and tons of people helped them. And then their world flipped around, and then now they got extra. And I just wonder what the changes have done. You know what I mean? And so you would hope that they obviously would say this. Oh, man, I remember when people helped us, so now we're helping people. Right? And because they say it, and who knows if they do it, but they say it, and that's enough to make them feel good. And I know, guys, and I know y'all gonna judge me, and I know this sounds ugly, okay? And you tell me how this comes across, because I don't care. But how about they go back to the people that helped them and say, "You may not need nothing, but I want to bless you with this." It's not paying back, but it is understanding that someone's effort, time, and money was given to you at a time, and then now it's like.
That's pretty good.
And people are going to get mad. No, Sam, you can't give. Just, wipe your hands and be clear of it, And not to brag or be prideful, but, yeah, I mean, I could give you receipts. Me and Monica have helped a lot of people. And so I talk from experience here, you know what I mean? But a lot of people have helped us, too.
It just brought it up to mind, like, the Steve Harvey clip. Like, I thought that was nice, But... okay.
Explain. You can't mention it without explaining.
Okay, so he was saying, like, how when he was homeless and, like, he would pray to God and he would say, like, whenever I get to wherever you're going to take me, God, I'm going to, tell everyone that it was because of you.
Yeah, boy.
And...
Man, that hit.
And he did. I mean, everyone knows him. And he's up there and he's like, I'm not educated. Like, I don't have a degree. I'm here because of God. And so, I don't know, I started thinking and I had a little incident where, I needed to do something in my room and I was very frustrated and, whatever. And I don't know, I guess I started thinking, like, is it okay that we keep tabs, on... Is it not okay? I don't know. And then... You know what? I guess here's my question, too. Another part of it. Who do you think keeps more tabs? Like a husband and wife relationship? A friend relationship? Or like a parent relationship?
Man, for sure not the parents. At a certain age, because parents are just like, whatever, man. Like, we started from nothing. We're going to help you. It's just different. They're not keeping tabs. They do expect loyalty in return. They do expect... Absolutely.
And don't they deserve it, though?
There will come a time where they will need you more than ever. And they could come back and say, remember, this is 1,000 meals. You know what I mean? Like, how many hundreds of pairs of shoes? Like, do I have to keep tabs or can we just say, you owe me?
But they deserve it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was going to say, oh, man.
The friends.
Yeah.
Friends relationship.
Oh, I was going to say that. No, I was going to... spouses for sure, because it's a collaboration of finances. You know what I mean? And people are managing their home finances.
And but it's not just finances. It's just like simple help.
Or anything. Track anything. As a couple, you're tracking everything. And you're like, why do we buy 10... extra bottle cases of water per se, and then you can equal and say there's $4 per, and you can make it a numbers thing, no matter how you break it down. And so, yeah, I think the single people, no hate, man, nothing but love. But I don't know if they're doing, but they're kind of just chasing the dreams, and they can kind of do whatever, and that's about it. Now, send me a message and say, no, Sam, I'm helping a lot of people. I think that when you're single, you get a little bit of grace. You know what I mean? Go chase your dreams. Go find go make a family, all that good stuff. And then there'll come a point where you got to start thinking about others, not just yourself. And so it kind of goes in. But you said about keeping tabs. And for me, yeah, you got to keep tabs. If not, they're going to run you dry. Like you can give yourself till you are in a bad spot and no one's gonna care. And if you don't portray or have that character that that shows you need something, then no one's ever gonna give you anything. There's a character that welcomes it, and there's a character that doesn't welcome it. And when you realize you have that character, you're the ones that are most at risk of taking advantage of others. Sorry to say. Yeah. Take that with a glass of water. Water.
Water.
I don't know. I guess bringing up these topics, they're tough. They're kind of like people who don't want to talk about them. They want to seem and sound better than they typically do. But I just like to throw out a few truths out there that I kind of live by internally, because I think it's fair. Like, you know, it's okay to be a little bit selfish, and that goes against, I don't know, a lot of people aren't going to like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I got.
That's what you got. And
that
is shut your mouth.
So shut your mouth, girl. Okay, I want to bring...
Okay.
No. That deep breath means you think you got something, so let's test it out.
No. I was just...
Do it.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm not going to say nothing.
Okay. Thank you for tuning in to Shut Your Mouth. That concludes this episode. Bye.
Why do you want to end it?
I'm just kidding. You really want me to bring this one up?
No, I don't even know what you're going to bring up. But don't make it long. I do have one more. Go.
Okay. Why do you think it's so hard for guys to make friends?
Because we're working. We've got responsibilities at home. Like they got the people that we make friends with, a good conversation or something lines up. They're my wife's friend. They go to my child's school. It's a small circle. You're not before you were married. You could pick from any circles, from anywhere, from any distance. But you know when the guy's got to be home at a certain time. I mean, you can't have friends in New York and California. You know, it ain't happening. You know.
Oh, so it changes. So you think like single guys, it's easier to make friends.
Yeah,
than
make
married
and
guys.
cut friends. Yeah, I think it changes. Like when you get older, the older part is stronger than the married part, but they kind of coincide. They go together, so it's hard to separate them. But when you get older, the people that you spend your quality time with is very different than when you were young. It was no quality time, man. It was just like quantity. It was just wasting time. Who can I waste with time today? And I'm not much for wasting time. I want to make every conversation, except for the few that I had this past weekend, productive for someone. Like I'm coming out of the conversation with something.
Well, I was sitting, or I wasn't sitting, but I was spending some time with some dear friends of mine. We hadn't seen each other, and they reached out, and we were hanging out, and we realized, you know, even though we don't see each other every day, like we talk or text or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were like, we were thinking about you guys, our husbands, like, you know, and we were like, it's so hard for them to have, you know, and I was thinking, why is it so hard for married men to have? And so I did a little research, and so I found, and you tell me if it's true or if it's just a fake research that I ran into.
Trust that I will, without saying.
So it was usually because of lack of trust, right? Lack of time, and pretty much the person that wants to be their friend, they don't want to bring that person into their family environment, like their home. They're being protective at the same time.
Wow.
And so
the last one's good.
So from what I read, like women have that intuition like instantly. Like it's just like oh, I ain't bringing you around my husband, or I'm not bringing you around my kids. But for men, it's more like I don't have the time or the energy. So if I just feel like from what I read and gathered, it was like, so if I don't feel it, like for us to have an instant connection, then I'm not going to invest, the time so that we can see how your wife is and my wife and how they get along. And so usually I ran into a poll. Usually married guys have friends because of their wives.
Yeah, they got to get along. If not, you're going to have a fight.
Yes.
And your wife is going to eat you alive every time. I'm going to go, to the gun range with this guy. Really, Sam? He's this. He's out. Have you seen his Instagram? And so we're not even going to waste our time.
But it's like other married men.
No, that's what I'm saying. They fit the criteria. It's a safe criteria.
Well, the way I read it was, or the way I understood it was like, they won't make, like, they'll still keep some friends, but the friends they keep, it's more because the wife feels comfortable, which I'm like, okay, that I can see that, but they won't make new friends unless it comes from the wife, or they meet them together. Like, for example, at church or another friend's gathering, or
Okay.
I don't know if a lot of the podcasters are like married, but like, let's say all the married couples get together, right? Something like that. But usually the husband makes new friends because of the wife.
Yeah. Do you think that fits with me?
I think it does, in the sense of almost every character per se. Like, I was reading and I was like, I feel like that's what Sam does. So like the friends that you still have from when you were like in high school or whatever, like, you've brought me into that circle, and I get along with their wives. Like, I think it's such a blessing that I get to be a part of that. I think our new friends, it's exactly what you said without you even reading what I read, because of where Danny goes to school and the relationships we've made there. So I think it's true to that extent. I mean, do you think it's right for like the wife to say, hey, I don't want you, or let's not just put it on the wife, but on either spouse to say like, hey, you can't be friends with that person?
There's certain behavior that needs to happen for that. Not, that's a tough one. Those are fighting words. You just kind of have to just, if you boss your spouse around and say, no, you shouldn't, they're going to take it as a threat and be like, well, you don't think I'm a good judge of character? And it gets into this whole thing. And I just don't like that. I'm going to trust you're going to make the right call and bring in the right people. You know what I mean? Because
I have some friends that maybe they don't have spouses, but I hang out with.
Why no?
And you're okay with that?
Yeah.
And sometimes you hang out with us.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, I didn't want to say, but I'm just saying, so I have a lot of friends. I have a few close friends. You know that. You know them, and they've been around for 15, 18 plus years. And then, but I'm surrounded with people from everywhere that are my friends. A lot of them are related through work or through podcasting now. And I got all these new sets of people, and then depending on where we're at church, then it's another set of people. And so I'm horrible at managing my acquaintances and friends. I obviously try to do better. You always say, Sam, have you text this person? Have you talked and text? And I can go for months without doing it. But the funny thing is it's the same on the other side. So whenever we talk, we don't ever take any offense to it. You know what I mean? It's just different. But I guess there is times when I say, I want to hang out with a friend or so. But I'll visit them throughout the day and stuff. I try not to, unless it's business, I try not to let it be at night. Like the other night, it was very like at this the Oso celebration and Ernie Day. So I went to go support them because they supported me and my craft. You know?
I know. I wish I could have.
No, but what it's not what it's about.
I'm just saying.
Say it, girl. I'm gonna be quiet
Jeez.
for a second.
I just wish I could have gone.
And so, but that's it. I mean, I think it's very easy for me and you. You know, it's hard. It's hard to funnel friends whenever you're transitioning and you're changing. There has to be a change of friends sometimes, and it isn't nice for everyone. Mm-hmm. But it just happens naturally.
That sounds good.
You bored your own self with your own topic? You're like, I'm done. Did you really not find that interesting?
No, it was interesting. I just feel sad, I guess.
Don't feel sad.
I feel sad because I'm like, I don't know.
Are you going to make it a husband, but you're going to make it a wife? Are you talking about it from a wife's perspective?
No, because I'm thinking about all the people, husband, female or male, that don't have friends.
Oh,
That's
okay.
sad.
So we do know a lot of people, and from looking outside, we never point it out. Like some people just like to be alone. Mm-hmm. Some people are alone and they just accepted it. Yeah. You know, they won't admit that they don't have friends. And to me, that's sad. To me, we got to have people around you that are like-minded, thinking, helping you grow, just helping you with your social skills. If not, you're like hanging out with people that don't have friends and they're like cavemen. You know, they don't know how to behave.
Because you know what, Tim? I like it when you get to go with the guys.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, you know.
I think it's good. And so I just feel like I was doing that. We had that conversation. And at that moment, I was thankful for the girls. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my gosh, thank you for letting me just kind of hit reset, you know? And just watching the kids play and stuff like that. But then I was thinking, like, it's just hard for those people that don't have friends.
And we'll let that be the final thought. I was trying to have it, but that's good. I do have something to bring up, and I want to really get your insight on it. I haven't talked to you about it in a bit.
Go for it.
So I was on the Osos Golosos podcast a while back, mm-hmm. and I was like, I got an announcement to make. Mm-hmm. And I said it on there in the TFTI. And so they came out like back to back. And, you know, obviously, guys, y'all all know there's certain names and stuff that I don't say, but I can't help but share my story because it's my story and I learned from it. And so, you know, I had a potential podcast deal on the table and I was super excited. You've seen this story play over and over and over. And it was going to be a big deal. It was going to be a 2-year contract, national advertisers, everything. It was, you know, I was excited to say the least. And we were gearing up. We were putting some work in, having some meetings. Everyone was meeting everyone and being friendly. And then it just went to zero because I wasn't in control of the communications and all of that. I was going to be a part of the team. Mm-hmm. So it's just, you know, so. And so here I am kind of retracting it on this part, on the Shut Your Mouth podcast. Right, I'm kind of retracting it, and it's kind of embarrassing to be like, man, I said it, and in my gut, I said I shouldn't have said it. Like everyone says, don't say it. Move in silence. You know, let them see you when you're at the top. But I just felt like I just want to share it because I'm not worried about having to take it back. But I really had my hopes up, and so now I'm just saying like it ain't gonna happen. It fell apart. You know what I mean? And since then. I was like, that's the last time. And then, you know how it is. You know, I get excited about things. But I will be more cautious next time. Like, I'm not coming in with all availability. There's going to have to be some more things on the other end for me to even give anyone an ear again next time. So give me your thoughts about those 2 instances. And what have you learned, and what can you tell me about it? And then this will be the last topic we talk about.
Well, it's sad. Mm-hmm. You know, I was excited for you and for the whole thing, not just for you, but for the whole team, because I think it was going to be something pretty good, you know. But at the same time, I feel like it's okay, you know? I mean, it has to be okay, right? Because you're here. But you're such a forgiving person. Like, you've learned to let things go and just, like, roll with the flow. And so when I was like, don't say nothing, because so many people get your hopes up and then they just drop you. You know, I saw how excited you were, and I can't believe I want to cry.
Do it.
Why do I want to cry?
Are you pissed for me? Because I'm, a little upset too,
No, I guess I just feel like
I look like an idiot.
Like, I don't know. I don't know, because there can be a lot of reasons, because I don't even think you've had a lot of details of a lot of things. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
what matters is...
Are you on my side?
What matters is, that...
Why are you tearing up? You're trying to capture these random thoughts. Forget it. What's triggering the tears?
I just feel so sad. I feel so sad because when I remember telling you in the kitchen, like, don't say nothing. Please don't say nothing. Not yet, because, like, what if it happens again? What if they just drop you? And you were like, no, but it's real this time.
Everything was lined up, by the way. I'm not pulling it from
I
nothing.
know,
I'm
but
just adding to
when you said it's real, I understood, because I felt like, okay, he's had several meetings, because, I've known about them. I've met some people, and I don't know. It just makes me sad. I don't know. I guess I didn't know that I wasn't really ready to talk about it.
Well, me neither. Like, I wasn't ready, but I thought about it, and I was like, man, I said that publicly. I said it a few months ago on another podcast. It was my thing. And I had to take it back, because I was excited. I was like, man, I'm about to show up. Texas, what's up? And it just didn't happen. And I think that when you talk about, like, talent, when you talk about, like, especially like podcasters and people chasing something, like, you better have that gear in you, you know what the gear is? Take one guess what that gear is.
Tough skin?
The disappointment gear.
Oh.
You gotta know how to handle disappointment, right? Like, it came, and this is me just deciding to share about it, and like, I don't know, Sam, how do you feel about it? I'm upset. Like, it hurt, it bothered me.
But Sam, I feel like...
I asked myself a question.
Listen, I feel like what you've gone through, because obviously, I don't even know if you refer to it as one person or a group of people, because it seemed like a lot of people were involved.
It was a team.
But this team is not the first team that does something like this. Obviously, you've gone through other situations, not just podcasting, but other situations. And so I guess I'm showing you, like, how forgiving you are. Because it's not the first time.
Yeah.
Like, you've gone through it, and then in each one you've said things, and it's been... And here's the crazy thing. On each one, it's been different tangible things that have been ripped away from you. You know what I'm saying? This last one, maybe there wasn't so much, but just the fact that it felt like it was already ready. You were ready. Everything was falling into place. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know. I guess it's also building you up so that when you get to where you are, you remember these moments and you don't dare do that to anybody.
Think of 3 questions to ask me. I didn't want to have to ask you to ask me 3 questions, but just think of 3 to help me.
So then why would you say it?
Because it wasn't going to happen. That was my feeling. But here's what I'm going to say.
Okay, wait a minute. You said, I'm going to bring this up. I want your insight on it. So if you're asking for my insight, I'm not going to think about asking you questions.
No,
I'm going to be sharing my insight, and then you're going to
No, but it's
a
just because I'm
conversation.
curious how you're feeling about it, and if there's anything you're like, Sam, why this or that? Like, it's just an obvious thing, and I just want to see where your mind is. And I obviously, like, whenever there's an insightful conversation that takes place, it's necessary for the interaction, for there to be questions, to show interest, you know what I mean? And to kind of give the opportunity for someone not just to be gloating, but kind of, and you give someone a landing pad to kind of express a little bit more. If not, I'm just talking.
Okay.
But that's what happened, and I just wanted to put it out there. And the deal's not gonna it's not gonna happen, and we were so close, but I did come out of it a certain way, and
So
I said
tell us, Sam, how did you come out of
yeah,
it?
that is so late. Don't bring that. You know what I said in the very beginning. That is not good enough.
Sam.
Yes.
Have you got a call or a text or anything?
No, nothing. Yeah, and I don't let that turn into like being upset or anything, because obviously we both have our own reasons, you know. And in the same way that I've told someone, hey, I can't do this deal, whatever. I understand, but yeah, you expect that. You know what I mean? And no, it hasn't come through. But I did tell myself that I'm gonna just go all in, and I'm gonna invest in myself, and I'm gonna just make it happen for myself. And next time that I get asked, that I am going to have more confidence at the table, and say, you know, that there will be no further conversations without blah, 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 like A, B, C, and D. If those don't exist, it's not serious. You're just kind of testing things on your end, but you're really not including me. And so it's going to be a lot different, Sam.
Do you think, because I've heard you say that, it's going to be a lot of different time, but I just explained, like, you've gone through it. I feel like
I can't avoid it, but I can grow from it.
Well, it's because I feel like you forget these instances. It's almost like, not that you're a kid, but you get so excited because it's almost like people know what you're passionate about.
I can't hide it anymore. So that's something that I have to be aware of.
And so it's almost like they pull at that string and you're like, absolutely, yes.
But I've been pulling since then, since I've kind of not, it didn't sit right with me. I have been, I'm at a different mindset, you know, hence chit chat, hence feld, hence shut your mouth, hence some of the conversations and some of the other things that I've done. That is from that. And then from the other instance where I got kind of, you know, thrown for the loop and things didn't go my way in business, I've also have grown from it. And I have, even though it's been difficult, I have said, I'm going to continue on my own. And I've gotten close to making deals again. And I said, no. I tested it, but even my conversation in them was very different. You know what I mean? Like,
so do you feel like you have grown, not just in a positive way, but in a negative way too?
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of resentment and a little bit of standoffish developed. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be so easily baited. You know, and I'm going to have to read someone really well before I want to play ball with them. You know, when it comes to podcasting and me being, whether it be a host or co-host, I know what I bring to the table now. Maybe before that I knew, but I was waiting for that deal to take place to say, see, I told y'all I can do it. But the deal didn't come through, and you've heard me say this, I can do it. Like, I am a good host, and I am a good co-host. I understand conversation. I understand podcasting, and I'm continuing to develop that. And it's just going to put me further away from simple conversations. Like the next conversation I have for the podcast, when it's serious business. Obviously, I have a lot of not serious conversations. It's different. Like, I know how to ask the hard questions. I've done it in a few business interactions here lately. And so, but yeah, there you go, man. So you're watching me kind of retract. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's a weak moment for me. Let's just say, like, I didn't want to come back and say it didn't happen. It was obviously everyone knew it didn't happen because when I announced it was supposed to happen within a month. And so it's like, Sam's a liar, Sam's backed out, Sam's not good enough, like whatever. Those are, whatever. It's self-talk or whatever's out in the universe. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say. Man, I failed at it.
Wow. So, what was the word?
I failed at it.
No.
Oh.
This is my final thought on what you are experiencing. Hold on. Here it goes. Skullduggery.
Yeah.
You are an honest person. And I think situations take advantage of your honesty. Skullduggery. You have no... You always choose to be honest. And so...
And believe people.
Thank you for being transparent and very vulnerable on air. And, I also want to thank you for pulling through. Because you didn't have to, Sam. You could have took your time with this. You could have said, you know what, have my, my egg, how do they say, the eggs in my basket are pretty much everywhere. Because that's you, Sam. You have them in so many places, not just in one basket. And so I don't think Chit Chat would have came about, and for sure Shut Your Mouth wouldn't have came out. And I'm really enjoying this time with you.
Me too.
So,
what are the communication takeaways from today? Because I feel like they were great. They were great topics. Some of them were kind of deep, and then obviously caught you off guard on this next. This it's supposed to be a very private matter. The second half of me getting a deal and then not getting it. The first half it was public. The next one I was like, I'll be private about it. But no, I was like, whatever, man. Like, I just felt like saying it. What were some of the takeaways that you got? What did you feel like you learned?
Sometimes in communication, when you think you haven't even thought about a certain situation that you've been through, but through conversation it might bring it up. So get ready for those emotions. Only good conversation will cause that.
Yeah.
And meaningful, thoughtful conversation, because I've had so many conversations from then to now and not thought about it once, I'm
thinking about it every day.
And you bring it up and I can't believe I wanted to cry. Like my eyes were, I didn't even want to talk about it, So good conversation is important. I think we all need...
Don't cover your mouth for a minute.
I think we all need that one person. If we don't have just one person that we can have good conversations with, whether deep, funny, scary, sad, find it. Find that one person.
Have that person. How many do you... Without getting into all the whole emotional thing, how many do you have?
3,000.
Ask me.
How many do you have, Sam?
1 million. We'll talk about one-upping the other person. It's the most lamest thing that someone can do in a conversation, but people do it, and when you catch it, it's not a good sign of your communication level. Do not one-up the next person. Oh, you broke your leg? Oh, I broke both of my legs 4 times. So
That's
dumb.
so funny.
No, don't do that. Okay,
It's past my bedtime.
It's not.
It's 12:15.
Don't throw times out.
Oh, sorry.
Don't throw times out. Anyways,
Sorry.
it's okay.
You can take it off.
I know I can. Give me a closing and then you're done.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Shut Your Mouth podcast. We really appreciate you each and every listen, each and every like, each and every heart, each and every subscriber and follower. We really appreciate you joining us on this journey. Thank you for giving us your time, sharing it with us, because you could pick any other podcast, but you're here with us. If you want to listen more to get to know Sam, please follow, check out, like, subscribe to the Failed podcast. You will find more of Sam and more of his passion as he interviews people through their failures and challenges and how they've succeeded. If you want to hear me with my girls, please check us out at Chit Chat Cafe. We are 3 moms that are just doing life, and we get to do it together sometimes, more often than none, and we are excited.
Thank y'all for tuning in today to the Shut Your Mouth podcast. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something. Me and Monica have talked, and we're choosing to release on Wednesdays. We're gonna release Wednesdays about 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. around that time, depending on Wi-Fi and computer and editing access and all that good jazz. But I want to do more per week, so we don't. That's going to be our hit every week, right? Every Wednesday. But I want to do more. I would like to do 4 a week.
Shut your
So never mind. I figured if I said it on the air, she was going to say okay. But anyways, because we just got it. We just got it, baby. This is just me and you doing it. You know what I'm saying? Get you some. You know some? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So shut your mouth. Just keep up on everything, man. We're doing some work. Thank you so much. Keep an eye out. We got more things in the pipeline.
This is how we do it.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
This is how we do it.
And that is all we got for today. This girl's going crazy.
You're listening to Shut Your Mouth.